Hey guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. So I'm here with another Drunk Elephant video. This one is going to be my AM routine. So I've actually done my AM routine already today, and I'll tell you about the order I apply the products, how much I use, and how it works for me. So a little bit about my skin type. First of all, it's pretty sensitive. Overall it tends to lean to the dry, but I will get the occasional breakout, although I've had a lot less of that ever since I've been using Drunk Elephant. It's a brand that's really worked well for my skin, which is why I've just started doing these videos, because honestly, when I first picked it up, I thought, oh, it's just another brand saying it's going to fix all my problems, and ultimately that was never the experience with anything else I tried. But with Drunk Elephant, I went from having red patches all over my face and above my eyes. I used to get eczema on my face, I'd get texture, you name it, I pretty much had it, and breakouts and all those kinds of things. And nothing would really solve the problem, because I think I had a bit of an irritation with most other products I tried. This wasn't my experience with Drunk Elephant. With Drunk Elephant, all those issues have cleared up, and I've just continued to use it and nothing has come back. I've been using it for probably about 10 months now, and I'm really happy with this way my skin's looking at the moment. I don't feel the need to wear foundation anymore, and I'll get onto that as I'm going through the routine. First of all, in the morning, I don't use any kind of cleanser, because that's something that Drunk Elephant advise against, and I've tried to follow their advice so I can kind of get the best results from the products. So I'll just splash my face with cold water, dry my face, and then start off with my kind of morning facial cocktail, which is made up of the Proteiny Polypeptide cream. This is a really great moisturiser. It's super lightweight, comes in this airtight pump, so it keeps it nice and fresh in there, and it really just strengthens the skin, helps with fine line wrinkles, and it just generally kind of fixes most problems for me, I find. So it's a really great product. Now what I'll do is I'll mix that with the Be Hydra Intensive Gel, or Intensive Serum as they've rebranded and named it as currently. That's a 50ml full size, of course. And then also C Firmer, the Day Serum. This is their vitamin C serum, brightens the skin, removes dark spots over time. It's a really great product. So now I'll just show you how I mix those together. So my morning routine, I will have a little bit of the Proteiny. I just pop up kind of half a pump of this, pop that into my hand. I then get my Be Hydra and just drop a full pump of that. And finally the C Firmer. Give it a little shake and a pump of that. I then mix it all in my hands and apply all over my face and neck, and any residual goes on the back of my hands. On occasion, I'll also use the little, this is a little virgin marula oil that's lasted me a really long time, because I don't find I need much of it. So every so often, if I want a bit of an extra glow, I might just drop this in for either hydration or a glow. Drop that into the other products, mix it all together and apply it to my skin. Alternatively, I save the marula oil for the next step. But before I get to the next step, I'll also use a little bit of the Lippy Balm. This is their little moisturising lip balm. You can see a little bit of other colour going on there, because I do wear lipstick and things as well. So today I have got on the Lippy Balm, and then over that I've got one of Bite Beauty's multi-sticks on there as well. So there's a bit of colour going on there. I also use the C Tango Drunk Elephant Eye Cream. This is the one I will use in the mornings, because it's thicker and it tends to brighten the under eye area, and I just find that's a great morning option, which is just like this. A nice thick balm for under the eyes. And then instead of using foundation, because I always used to wear foundation every day because I felt like I needed it to try and cover up the red patches, and of course nothing was ever covered up very well because the products would just sit on the skin, the foundation would just sit there, and it was probably making things worse as well. So it probably wasn't the best idea, but I'm sure a lot of us have gone through the experience of my skin is being a nightmare, I'm going to put some foundation on, I'm going to cover it all up. So now that my skin is behaving properly and it seems really healthy, instead of using a foundation, I actually use a mix of the Drunk Elephant products that are designed as an SPF, because the SPF is really important, especially when you've put something like C Tango on your skin in the morning, or if you're using TLC at night time and all those kinds of things. It's really important to also be protecting your skin from the sun, of course. So the way I do it now, and this is the way I found best for me, quite a fair skin type, quite pale, so I start off with this. This is the Drunk Elephant Umbra Sheer Tint, and it is really sheer. I'll just show you this. This is the amount I will apply in the mornings. So I just not an exact science, but this is kind of what I do. I put a line like this of that one, and then reaching for the Hombre Tint, which is their tinted version of the Umbra Sheer, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. And I put a little bit less of this. I mean, personally, I think you could tailor this for whatever skin colour you are. Of course, if you're darker skinned, you're going to want either more of the Umbra Tint or just the Umbra Tint, or if you don't want any colour at all, you might prefer your Umbra Sheer. And then I go in with another of Drunk Elephant's quite new products. This is the De-Bronzy. Now, when it first came out, they said it was a anti-pollution serum, which it is. It protects you against pollution and all those kinds of things. There's no SPF in there, but it is also a tinted product which is designed to kind of give you that bronzed slight glow. Now, I've got it on at the minute and I'm pretty sure you can see I'm not like super tanned or looking like I've gone crazy with bronzer. It's just mixed in there to make me look a little bit healthier, or that's the idea anyway. So this is a great product. This is what I use just to add that little bit more colour. I really don't use a lot, as you'll see here. It's super pigmented. I have actually gotten this on clothes and things, and you can see how pigmented it is. It did eventually wash out, but it's super pigmented. So literally these are the kind of amounts I'm going to use every day on the back of my hand. The way I apply it, I have a foundation brush. This one is just a Clinique foundation brush that I used to use back when I wore foundation. And what I'll do is I just mix them all together. Until it's all blended in together and all mixed well and all the same colour. And then what I'll do is I'll pick it up on my brush, I'll go all over my neck, all over my face, and I'll finish off on the backs of my hands as well, just to give them a bit of extra protection. You see, the way that I do apply my Drunk Elephant products, if I have anything left once I've gone down my neck and down this area, I will wipe it on the back of my hands, just so that the back of my hands are getting a little bit of treatment as well for anti-aging purposes, and just so I'm not wasting any of the product. So that's why I'm putting the SPF on the back of my hands as well, just to give them the sun protection, because they're also getting a bit of the treatment as well. I also find by mixing the products in the way that I do, that they don't get used up quite as quickly as they did when I first tried the range, because at first I wasn't really mixing anything. I was just applying it to my skin one after the other, and I found I was using a lot more of the product that way. And it isn't an inexpensive brand, it's pretty pricey. Personally, I think it's worth it, but I find this way that all my products just last me that little bit longer. And Drunk Elephant themselves do advise that you mix their products, because they haven't got silicones and things in, they will mix really well. Instead of fighting against each other or blocking each other, they work really well together. So it is quite a good way to use the products and to make sure that you're not going to run out of them too quickly. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching my AM Drunk Elephant routine. If you like the video, I'd love it if you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to make sure you don't miss my other videos. Thank you so much for watching. My PM routine will be coming up soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.